Okay, Cascade Trekker again. This is a place that I've been wanting to camp for a while. It's basically up Big Pine Creek Trail, and I cut off over towards Baker Creek. Yeah, I kind of pushed a little hard to get here after work. I'm gonna sleep so nicely tonight. It's cooling off just right, almost chilly, and I'm just out for some exercise. There's no real goal. Heck, I probably climbed up 600 to 800 feet. It was about 2 miles to get here, and we'll have just enough light for dinner and a little relaxation. I carried up 4 liters of water, which is almost excessive. I'm just starting to get into the habit of carrying more water. And we've got the John Daly's hard tea. Except this time we've started dinner before starting the drink. What else? Mosquitoes. One of the reasons I brought so much water is because I don't want to have to go to Baker Creek to get water. Okay? I'm going to try, I think it's Summit Meadow or High Meadow spring. And I guess a partial goal is to follow that draw from that meadow up into the mountains, looking for water again, looking for snow melt. Just with that scenario, I won't see hardly any mosquitoes. Here's the crest. A piece of cake this morning. The last time I came up here I did the whole thing and it was really pretty hard. And so carrying that water made a difference. I didn't have to worry, didn't have to rush to find anything. I've put the tin on the back so that I can put the water in the pack, and you can see it's going down as I drink it. Eventually the tent will go back in the bag. So I've got kind of a plan. I'm going down to High Meadow to see if there's water. Just might camp there, and my goal is to go up basically the outside edge of the tree line here and cut to that draw go around the bottom of that ridge line, the rocky ridge line there, and go up that draw looking for water, just to see if there's a water source there. And from there, I'd like to get on top of this ridge line here, or to the back end of it, and get some images of this this range here. This is the Big Pine Creek watershed back here. And we just might see some precipitation, which I'm kind of hoping for, just to experience it. This is high meadow here, and there's a real nice breezeway through this draw. Real nice, and just hundreds of places to put a tent in here with the trees and the flat forest. And I can see, not very far from here, is that beginning of the rocky ridge right through here. So it's really not far. It's just steep. I know there's some steep spots in here. And the first order is to walk down here and look for some water. It's greener down at the bottom. And I saw some dragonflies, which is a good sign, but they could come from miles away. Big boy. Well, this is where that big bird was. And that kind of bird, I thought, because it flew in, it was just orange hued, you know, like a red-tailed hawk probably, but one of the biggest I've ever seen. And I saw it circling out here, and then I saw it come towards me, and it was too late to get the camera. So I set up my tent right here below it, just as maybe a signal from it to do so. And I've got the high meadow here. And yes, there was a spring down on the left side of the meadow. I saw some birds flying around, which was a good sign, so I'm up to 5 liters now. And there's no worries. I'll climb up tomorrow, set camp in the draw, or at the top of these trees here, which it might just be maybe half of a mile up there. With that spring, there wasn't much to it. It was just a kind of a mud hole with a small pool of water in the middle, and I'm glad I didn't have to go digging in that. It kind of tapered down the slope a little, and it dropped into a real nice pool, but the pool was, it was almost underground, and there was just a sliver of an opening. So I couldn't reach into the pool, but I could catch the water draining into it with my cup. And with 5 luxurious liters of water, I'm going to make some blueberry tea. It's a real magical place. It's alive with insects, birds, chipmunks, and one lone deer. Poor girl had a collar on, which I can only imagine ostracizes her from her group. And so that big hawk, I think it was just watching me for a good hour, over an hour. I was watching it. Saw a yellow tanager. I haven't seen a tanager in this area yet. Little tiny woodpecker was right here on the tree, squeaking and checking me out. And so the waves of birds came through, eating insects. And the first noise this morning was from a big woodpecker. I don't know where he's at. Beating on a tree like a drum. All right, I've climbed up the draw from High Meadow, and it's basically the Caldera between Big Pine Creek and Baker Creek. That's pretty gnarly black. If the skies were blue, I'd shoot up. I'm afraid if I went up there, I'd get zapped. It'd be really a cool event to climb up this, follow the ridge all the way around, and back down here. And see, right here is the easiest, closest one through those rocks and right up that little steep draw. I'm thinking that if I don't go up anywhere today, I'll hit that in the morning. I've climbed up about, well, as high as that little saddle over there, and my camp's about 400 or 500 yards that way. Wanted to get a look at the back of this Caldera here. If there's any water, there's a turn in the very back, but I doubt it. And there's just a few snow patches left. And this bit of storm back here is making noise, thunder, and now it's just kind of creeped over me. But that's over Bishop Creek and Bishop Pass. So much for finding water. In a pinch, I could go get some from that snow. I've got 3 at the tent, and it might just get me back to the motorcycle tomorrow. Those are those little woodpeckers that are so curious. And last night there were some birds that came to settle in and roost. And there was one there, and I don't know if it was the same one. He was here, he was down here, and one even flew because I had been like talking, whispering to them, and it was dark. One flew like this close to my face. I was looking through the tent screen, and it just went and it was a little scary. Pretty happy. I just climbed up this rock slide here. Every footfall calculated. My biggest thing is I don't have a backup. I'm here alone, and this place could swallow me up. Take a while for anyone to find me. And so here's the saddle right here. And I carried the pack. It's only 20 pounds. And the reason is that I'm hoping I can go down the other side easier than going down this. And going down a rock slide is a whole lot more dangerous because you've got the gravity of your body weight pushing on the rocks. Not so easy to test them like that. Fabulous. Little guys. What an amazing payoff on this trip. Stupendous. And down there, the green spot is high Meadow. That's where I was yesterday. So I'm looking at this slope here to go down, and I can see the boulder edge right here. That's a no-go. I might go down to here. If you can see trees going down, I can see this going down to this butte out here. You see treetops, you can do it. Now the other choice is to follow kind of the draw around the side, but this ridge top here with the grass is where I need to go, and I kind of want to keep an eye on that and not go down too far. We're going this way, and man, what a wonderful payoff. That's my trail. Right there. Here's a nice big old specimen. And this is kind of like a snow water catch here. And I was just up there. Not a problem coming down. And I'm on the top of this ridge now, this open slope. There's tons and tons of shelves back here, kind of sandy shelves that you could explore forever and make you want to camp in each one. So cool. Yeah, we're gonna wind it up and head down.